Official introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ballroom of the Atlantic City Boardwalk Convention Center for an evening of all-star professional boxing on HBO Boxing After Dark. Under the promotion of Main Events, in association with Bally's Park Place Casino Resort and Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. Your matchmaker is Carl Moretti. Tonight's bouts are under the auspices of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. The commissioner in attendance is Larry Hazard. Ring officials assigned are your ringside physicians, Dr. Steve Oxler, Dr. Earl Shaw, Dr. Charles Wilson, and Dr. Eric Wormser. Your timekeeper this evening is Honest Art Spell, and counting for the knockdowns at the bell, in this case, the alternate referee, Randy Newman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your first HBO matchup of the evening. It is scheduled for 10 rounds, junior middleweights. Your judges at ringside are from Newark, Kaysen Cheeks, from Ardsley, New York, Melvina Lathan, and from Cedar Grove, New Jersey, Steve Weisfeld. Your referee for this event from Ventnor, New Jersey, Jim Condon. Introducing now the principals first in the red corner to my right, wearing the black trunks with the white trim. He weighs in at 155 pounds. His professional record reads 16 victories, 5 defeats, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Pine Beach, New Jersey, introducing Darren Checkmate Maciunski. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the gold trim, weighing 153 pounds. He is undefeated in 13 professional bouts, all 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Oxnard, California. He is currently ranked number 10 in the world by the Budweiser ratings of Fight Game magazine, a member of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team, introducing ferocious Fernando Vargas. 10 rounds, junior middleweights.
Gentlemen, good evening. I expect a tough, clean fight. Obey my command, and most of all, protect yourself at all times. Good luck. May the best man win. Touch gloves. Thank you. Good luck, gentlemen.
Maciunski looks like he came out of the same movie as Gaddy. He wasn't as quick on the draw. He got knocked off after the first act, and Gaddy spent the rest of the movie trying to avenge that loss.
Stops Maciunski in his tracks, and you'll see the patient, economical way Fernando Vargas goes about his business. It's classic power puncher stuff, Roy.
Yeah, Vargas is a big puncher, Jim. He takes his time because he wants to set up those big shots. He doesn't want to go out there and show his opponent everything right away. He wants to camouflage some of it so he can hopefully catch him by surprise and may put him on the camera.
Vargas, 20 years old, from Oxnard, California. Son of Mexican-American immigrants who worked in the agricultural fields of California to make ends meet. Then no silver spoon upbringing for Fernando. Takes a little left hand in close from Maciunski. Maciunski will tell you straight out, I'm awkward, I'm a clumsy-looking fighter, but I get the job done through determination. Big right hand over the top by Maciunski.
Yeah, he's even landed a couple of them.
But an off-balance Maciunski goes down from a straight Vargas right. And he talks about himself as an awkward, clumsy fighter. He got himself into an awkward, clumsy position.
Yeah, he got overconfident there. He ran into a punch, and he has a nosebleed already. That right hand hurt him bad, though, Jim. He just caught with another right hand there. He may go out.
Vargas with a left to the body. Maciunski still moving, but obviously wobbled by Vargas's early punches. And again, we mentioned the economy. Vargas wasn't throwing much. He just waited for an opportunity to catch Maciunski off balance.
I thought it was more being off balance. I don't think he's shaken up, although I think he understands that he's in with something he hasn't been in with before. He's already got a bloody nose, Maciunski.
He's okay now, but he was shaken up by that punch. When he got up, his eyes were very glassy. I don't think he's ever been hit with any power like that before. Plus, remember, he's giving up a big weight disadvantage right here.
Because of all the weight that Vargas put on in the last 24 hours.
That's right, which is the advantage of guys dehydrating and putting on the extra weight.
Straight right hand for Vargas, just missed. Digs the left to the body. It's been a good round for Fernando, who has bloodied Maciunski's nose and knocked him down. Vargas looking for the 14th knockout victory of his early career. He took some hard shots from Anthony Stevens in his last win, but knocked Stevens out, just as he has all the previous opponents.
Contragolpearlo, ¿eh? Está bien lento, al contragolpe lo vas a tumbar de vuelta. Un poco más. No se enciende, no se enciende. Ya te pecho primero entonces la cabeza y busca para la 1, 2.
Wait for. Did he hurt you? No. Well, let's
Flash knockdown.
I know it was. You lost balance to begin with.
You heard Maciunski call it a flash knockdown, and I think that's a fair statement.
Seconds out! 2. Wait for the bell, Darren. You're back in your corner.
Maciunski says his life hasn't been boring. It wasn't boring in that round.
Well, if it was a flash knockdown, it was a bigger flash than Maciunski may have given it credit for. As you saw in the replay, the straight right hand landing flush on the face of Darren Maciunski. Referee Condon telling Maciunski not to hold Vargas behind the head. Vargas scarcely aware of what his opponent's doing. He's just measuring his man at this point. Maciunski had the most optimistic take possible on Vargas' 13 consecutive knockouts. He said, well, obviously he hasn't been fighting anybody. I think that's a big advantage to me.
You know, it would be a good idea if Vargas could get in some rounds before he tried to fight for a title, especially if he has to fight somebody like Yuri Boy Campus. But he doesn't look like he's trying to make rounds here, Roy.
No, he's not trying to make rounds, and if he is, he's not trying to win the rounds he's making. He's trying to knock a guy out. And he wants to do that with one shot. But that's been his bread and butter throughout his career, so I guess he shouldn't change.
Vargas himself said that he'd like to get in some rounds. He understands that there'll be tougher assignments down the road, but the natural instinct of a knockout puncher, when you have a target in front of you and you can reach it, you go for it, just like that.
And that's why he goes for it, right there.
Now that was a real knockdown. He really felt that one.
He felt that first one.
Bleeding out of both nostrils now.
But he's all right, he says.
Well, he won't make it out of this, I don't think.
Minutes still left in the round. Plenty of time for Vargas to finish. And as he's shown early in his career, he can finish. Good left hand to the body by Fernando Vargas.
There's a lot of time left. I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain all this punishment for the rest of this round.
This is a great-looking young fighter against a tough club fighter. Too much quickness, too much power for Vargas.
Vargas takes a little right hand from Maciunski over the top, just waiting and watching. Vargas turns southpaw, turns back conventional, lands a straight right hand, and backs Maciunski into the corner.
Had he landed that straight right hand, plus this fight would have been over.
Yep. That was a great move with the little southpaw turn and back.
Watch your head, Darren. Keep your hands up. Break it. Break it. Let him go. Let him go.
takes it out of round number 2, but Vargas has scored 2 knockdowns in 2 rounds.
And gotten 2 bloody nostrils.
Come here, baby.
Please stop reaching.
Hey, you're reaching. You're reaching. Now listen to me. Come on. Knock that off. You're reaching.
What do I do about it?
With your 2 hands and shuffle in. You're hesitating with your fucking punches. No. Give me some water. Oh, you can do better than that. Come here.
There's the reach in, the counter. You heard Maciunski say to his trainer who was saying you were reaching, well, what do I do about it? What does he do about it, Roy?
Well, he gets out of there. Not much he can do. He's following Vargas. Vargas is a big puncher. He's leaving himself open. He's coming right down the middle. He's going to run into that right hand every time. He has to come in from the left or the right side. He can't come straight down the middle of that ball.
You may remember Maciunski's colorful trainer, Al Certo, from his tour of duty with Buddy McGirt, who was his longtime protege and star fighter. When McGirt lost to Darren Maciunski, Certo saw in Maciunski the kind of bulldog competitiveness that he thought he might like to work with.
Oh, he's a game competitor.
Yeah, Maciunski just shook off a nice right hand. He is nothing if he is not tough.
Maciunski trying to rough out, trying to get inside and brawl a little bit, hoping to make the fight a little bit ragged and unconventional, and hope that that will play well against Vargas's lack of experience. Vargas just being patient as always.
And that's the best thing Vargas can do. The reason he beats these journeymen, the journeymen, was because they weren't as strong a punchers as Vargas is, and they came out looking to use him as a step ladder. Journeymen learn to take guys lightly, and they go in not in shape, not ready to go or full 10 rounds and have to fight all 10 rounds. So that's the way you can sneak in and beat a journeyman.
Let him go.
These up-and-coming guys, they're not out here looking for somebody just to get by. They're looking to knock the guy out.
By way of increasing Vargas's experience level, it's probably good for him if Maciunski gets even more unorthodox and bullies him some more, right, Roy?
Yes, it is. He needs the experience before he goes in the ring with the world champion.
Hard right hand by Vargas.
Let him go.
Lands flush on Maciunski once again. Darren holds on to avoid the knockdown.
Hey, come on, let him go. Let him go.
Vargas's blonde forelock flopping back and forth. He has a distinctive fade haircut, carefully done for him by a friend who's a rapper musician in Oxnard. The friend made the 3.5-hour drive from Oxnard to Big Bear, California to do Vargas's hair a couple weeks ago and then drove right back. That's friendship.
That's a dedicated friend.
Played in, played out.
A little left hook underneath by Vargas. A couple minutes ago, Vargas threw a great left hook to the body, left hook upstairs combination.
He's throwing some beautiful body shots in this entire fight, Jim.
Maciunski with a nice tackle in the corner. High tackle. Pounds Vargas against the ropes. Vargas trying to remain unruffled.
I think Maciunski landed a good left hook there, too, Jim.
Well, he may get out of this round without getting knocked down for the first time.
Let him go. Let him go.
Right hand by Maciunski brings the crowd alive. As for the first time, Darren makes it to a round without getting knocked down. And still to come, Arturo Gatti back in action 7 months after his loss to Angel Manfredi. Just like Vargas, Gatti has spent a little time at the peroxide bottle this summer, and he'll be taking that summer tan and the slightly blonded locks into the ring against Ivan Robinson, a slick 135-pounder from Philadelphia.
Come on, you got 2 of them around
We
there.
got it. Don't worry about it.
It's starting to come around now. Open up.
Come on, baby.
Be careful. Keep your heads up. He's getting tired already. All right.
Come on, snap these punches. Snap the punches.
Vargas
has become a mandatory challenger faster than any fighter in history. I have no idea why that's happened. But Roy, I have to ask you, do you think it's too much too soon to put him in a title fight against a tough professional?
No, I don't think it's too much too soon, but you have to remember that he's only 20 years of age, and what is he going to do 10 years from now? Is he planning on having an extended professional career, or is he just looking to go out and do all he can now and get out of boxing?
When you become a world champion at an early age, Roy, are the bigger obstacles the better level of competition you're going to face in the ring, or the new set of distractions that arrive outside the ring?
Actually, the bigger problem is the new set of options that derive outside the ring. How do you handle success? How do you handle your money? How do you handle yourself? How do you handle the peer pressure? How do you stay away from the things that are going to hurt you that you haven't had a chance to come face to face with yet? That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, well, that's the very reason that people question rushing a really young fighter to that position. He may have the talent to be the champion, but does he have the stability to stay there?
And that's a good question.
He's already a father, so he has that responsibility on his plate. He points out that it's not unusual for him to be a father early in life. It's the tradition in his family. His mother had a child when she was 15. So he thinks it's only right that he should be facing responsibility at age 20. Referee Jimmy Condon having a hard time getting Maciunski to box clean the way he wants him to.
Come on, let him
And
go.
you can't blame
Let him
Maciunski
go.
for anything he tries. He's outclassed technically, so he needs to fight a non-technical fight.
Right, he needs a wild war.
Break! Break! Let him go! Let him go!
Finding it tougher as round 4 goes along to make solid contact on Maciunski, who's gained a little confidence since the first couple of rounds.
But this is the type of fight he needs. You know, he wants to, if he can go a complete round without getting knocked down, it's going to build his confidence every time.
And Vargas has reverted to some of his earlier fights where he's just throwing big roundhouse punches. He's getting a little frustrated now, unlike the first couple of rounds, Roy.
That's what you want to have these long fights, tough fights for these young guys for.
Exactly.
Learn to deal with the frustration.
Good body shot by Vargas. Left hand upstairs by Maciunski. Vargas stalks Maciunski and throws the right over the top. Just as Larry said, trying to throw big knockout punches, landing enough to do damage, but getting a little wild as round 4 comes to a close.
Oh, he has a bad cut too, Jed.
Oh, boy, does he have a bad cut. He's got a massive cut over the right eye. Does Vargas.
Yep.
For you, baby. We got it. We got it. We got it. Don't worry about it. We got it. Yeah.
Listen to me. You have to use your jab now. If you wait on him to jab, he's going to come in with the head. The head.
I got it. Don't worry, baby. Hold it. You're right. No problem. Good. Okay. All right, give me the water. Give me the water. Here.
Su izquierda y contravoltearlo.
Gotta go. Two heads.
The referee, James Condon, indicated that the cut came from a punch. This is the first real adversity in Vargas's career. Let's see how he handles it.
Well, he's got the outstanding cut man, Joe Souza, in his corner. And there's a brilliant right hand up the pipe by Vargas. So with the new talent having arisen, a cut over his right eye, produced, the referee says, by a punch, for the first time in his career, Fernando Vargas faces the real possibility of losing a fight. And Harold, the significance of the fact that Condon says the cut came from a punch cannot be understated here.
Well, Jim, it's very important because if the fight is stopped because of that cut over Fernando Vargas' right eye, Fernando Vargas loses the fight by a technical knockout. So that's the way it goes. I've got it 40-34. Fernando Vargas, of course, he gets an extra point for each knockdown. 4-0 Vargas.
Vargas really hurting Maciunski's body right now.
Oh, he's doing a job on him this round, Roy. He has come out with new concentration and fired body and head combinations from the beginning, making contact and hurting Maciunski in the first minute of the round. Now Maciunski pulling his way back into it. And this crowd is getting into the fight.
And this is the fight that Maciunski really wants if he can sustain the punishment from Vargas.
And you see him waving Vargas in. Come on. Let's have more. As Maciunski holds his hands and waves, Vargas lunges and fires up the middle. I thought the right hand he threw up the middle at the beginning of the round might have been the end of things. But I think Maciunski's ability to take Vargas' punches is improving.
As the fight goes on.
Yep.
We can't get careless and run into a big Vargas punch either, though, Jim.
Now Condon's going to have a real job on his hands, because Maciunski knows if he can just stay in the fight, he's got a chance to win it on a TKO.
The cut does appear to be alongside the eye instead of right over it. I'm not sure he's in that much danger, but it would be a good idea for him to get out of here before we have to call the Red Cross for both fighters.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood, Larry.
Oh, good body shot.
Outstanding body shot by Vargas with the left hand.
Vargas is trying to knock him out right now. He's sitting down on these big punches. He's really trying to get this fight over with.
It is a huge, deep cut next to Vargas' right eye. And he's going to have to muster everything he's learned in his brief career so far to weather this particular storm.
The gloves are red, the fighters are red, the fighters' trunks are red. Everything is red here right now.
Another good left-hand body shot by Vargas. And another. Vargas concentrating on the body in the last 2 minutes of the round.
And the physician is looking at Vargas.
Now, come on, calm down. We're on fucking TV here. I'm in a fucking war here. We're all in a war, not just you. You ain't the only one in a war. What do you think you're the only one in a war? Come on, give me, Darren. Use the crap, son. God damn it. Give me water. You gotta stay in there. You gotta use the hook. Let's hook.
Vargas' corner telling him that he has to get his man. You heard Lou Dupas say you got to get him.
Well, this is a pickup truck against
A diesel 15 wheeler.
The pickup truck is right there with him.
You see the score, and it's hard to imagine Maciunski's anywhere in the fight on a scorecard somewhere around here. Letterman's scorecard is, of course, unofficial. But the danger is apparent as you look at the bloodied trunks and the bloodied face of Fernando Vargas.
The one thing I don't like about Maciunski's corner is every time he goes to the corner, he seems to be having a bigger fight in the corner. His fight is big enough out here in the middle of the ring. Don't fight when you go back to the corner.
Maciunski is called Checkmate because he played chess in high school. He came into this fight merely as a pawn in the chess game that Vargas is playing. But right now, he's standing up to him like a knight, I guess.
Maciunski wobbled by a body blow. Condon gave him time to catch his breath, but he never warned Vargas about a below-the-belt blow, so I'm not sure if he thought it was. Vargas is pulling out all the stops, but still with patience, still with the measurement that goes with the life of a power puncher. He's not just in there wailing away. He's waiting for his opportunity.
Yeah, he's still looking like a professional athlete. He's looking very good. This is what you want to see in a young fighter. And he's getting just the fight that he needs before he fights for a title.
I think he's getting a little more than that.
You think Sousa can get him to 10 rounds with that cut, Roy?
I think Sousa can. All you have to do is make sure he doesn't get hit on it too much.
Got to keep his right hand up.
Yeah, he ought to be boxing him a little bit here, Roy. Shouldn't he taking his time?
Yeah, he should move around now. Use the jab to stay away from the guy so much. Then he doesn't absorb so much punishment on that cut.
Great right hand lands for Vargas. He's landed 3 or 4 of them here in this round.
Maciunski just looks unstable in this fight, you know.
Looks more unstable than he is. That part of it is panned out. He told us, I won't look very good in there. That doesn't mean I'm not being effective. He's right.
I think Fernando still should put punches together here. If he does, I think he still can get that knockout that he wants. But he's throwing 1-2 right. Oh, good body shot. He's throwing a 1-2 right now, and I don't think he's going to be too successful knocking him out with a 1-2 right now.
No, he needs to come back with the left hook.
With
It's his best punch anyway.
No, he needs to just fight. He needs to not try to do too much. He's trying to knock him out here, and he may get him.
And Condon stops the fight. Maciunski can't believe it. Jimmy Condon stops the fight as Vargas pounds away at a defenseless Maciunski on the rope.
I'm not sure I believe it either, Jim. With 5 seconds left in the round, he's moving. He's weathered these storms before. I'm not sure the fight had to be stopped at that moment.
I'm going to tell you why he stopped it.
Why?
Darren had to look at him earlier and told him, don't let this guy take too much punishment, and that's why he hurried up and stopped the fight.
So you're saying that the New Jersey State Athletic Commission Chairman Larry Hazard spoke to his referee.
Spoke to the referee 2 rounds ago and told him, don't let this guy take too many punches. I could tell by the expression on his face that's what he was saying, and that's why the referee was so keyed in on the guy.
That invites the question, why is Larry Hazard worried more about this kid taking punches than Vargas being chopped up like a piece of raw meat?
I don't know, but when I saw Larry
why doesn't he tell the referee, don't let the other guy shed too much blood?
I don't know, but when I saw him point at the guy, I knew that's what he was saying.
Harold Letterman, what's your take on what happened?
No, my take is that Larry Hazard always tries to do the job. Larry Hazard did the right thing. Maciunski was taking a terrible beating. Larry, as commissioner, has every right in the world to tell the referee, hey, keep an eye on this guy, don't let him get killed. But on the other hand, Jesus, we all heard that 5-second warning. So help me God, they heard it in the Rampton.
You're right.
So, you know, Jimmy Condon, I know he had good intentions, but I would have let it go to 5 seconds.
Try to take care of the guy like the commissioner told him, though.
Let the doctor look at him and stop it in the corner.
Very interesting. Nobody's more involved in what goes on in the ring in his state than New Jersey State Athletic Commission Chairman Larry Hazard. He is the most hands-on boxing official at the state level in the country, right?
No. You're all right.
He did a great job here. A terrible beating. On the other hand, you know, my take on these things is if you hear that 5-second thing, you know, the hammer go over to 5 seconds, let the doctor look at him in the corner at the end of the round.
You got a point there, but Larry probably is looking at how unstable Maciunski is, just like we were, and he probably thinking that Maciunski is in a lot more trouble than he really is.
Well, so for the second time in his career, Vargas is stretched into the 6th round, winds up with it. Now, we think that may have caused the cut right there. And if that caused the cut, and that was back in round 4, if that caused the cut, then it was a headbutt that caused the cut. Here's another look. Boom.
Yeah, that looks like that would cause a cut.
Yep. And that's exactly the spot next to the right eye where the cut materialized. In other words, what we're saying is, in our videotape room, we have not been able to find a punch which would have caused the cut. Now, here's the stoppage. Here's the stoppage, and you can see what Vargas is doing to Maciunski. But again, the 5-second warning has been issued. The round is coming to an end, and Jimmy Condon steps in.
It's just tough to see it happen that way. You know, Jimmy Condon and Larry Hazard are looking to protect the guy, and Vargas is doing the right thing. Put the pressure on because the guy looks unstable to us, too. But with 5 seconds remaining, you want to see the guts of the guy get the chance to finish.
All right, now let's hear it and see it in regular speed. And we'll stay out, let you hear what was happening. Listen for the 5-second warning.
He was coming in right at the 5-second warning.
Yeah, it was in deep background there, but you might have heard a bell ringing in the background. Well, there's a disappointed Darren Maciunski. Vargas stays unbeaten at 14-0 with 14 knockouts. And let's hear the official particulars from Mark Barrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 2 minutes, 57 seconds of the 6th round. The winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, ferocious Fernando Vargas.
And you get a clear audio picture of what the crowd thought of referee Jimmy Condon's decision to stop the fight. Those same people, of course, will come out and cheer for Vargas in his next appearance. People just want more excitement.
Yeah, they want to see more bloodshed, but I think the commissioner had the best thing in mind. I think Vargas did a brilliant thing, which was to attack the opponent while he looked like he was weak.
Yeah, all in all, I think Vargas probably learned a little and showed a lot. As you look at the lopsided punch stat numbers, Vargas landing more than twice as many punches as Maciunski, throwing 86 more punches than, or 76 more punches than Maciunski, and landing at nearly twice the percentage. A typical performance for Fernando Vargas at this early stage of his career.
A good performance, a perfect fight for a guy looking to move into title contention.
And now Larry Merchant is standing by with both of these fighters.
Thank you, Jim. Fernando, did you feel you were facing disaster when you started feeling the blood pouring down from your eye?
Well, I've never been cut. I guess you can say I'm not a virgin anymore in the sport of professional boxing of being cut. I got cut, but I thought that it was from a head, but we're clashing heads when I was coming in with the right hand. But I thought it was actually his blood, but then I started, every time I saw that I would come in, I saw his shoulder bleeding. I know he wasn't cut from his shoulder, and it was me, so...
well, how desperate were you at that point?
Well, I knew that I had to keep my composure. I mean, if you get cut, this is part of boxing, you're going to get cut sooner or later. And it's my first cut, and...
Let's take a look at it on the tape to see if we can catch the moment when you cut and tell us what you see.
Right there. It was when I hit him right, when I was coming back with the right hand, we clashed heads on my right hand side.
All right, I have Darren on the other side of me. Was that what you saw happening, or did you think it was a punch?
Hey, I'm in the heat of the excitement. You know, I don't really look like it was a headbutt punch. Who knows? That doesn't matter. The guy showed me a lot, you know, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm just starting to build up to my potential. I'll be back. As you know, I come to fight, and...
Did you think they ended the fight before they could have?
I thought so. I mean, this is primetime boxing here. This is HBO, you know. We get paid pretty good money to do what we do. They should let us continue a little bit. This isn't the amateurs, you know. This is professional business here. They should let us go. I mean, I was dropped, and I get up, and I fight harder. That makes me fight harder. So that's part of the game, getting dropped in boxing. I think they should have let it go on.
And what about you, Fernando? Did you feel you had to stop him? You didn't want to take any risks with your cut?
Well, you know what? When I started clashing heads, my corner told me, "What are you doing in there with them? You know, you're a much better boxer, and you came to box." And that's when I remembered, and I told you that I was going to box, and I started boxing that round. He didn't hit me at all that round. I started catching him cleanly, and at the end, the referee saw, you know, that he had to do his job and stop the fight.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Jim?
All right, thanks very much. So a victory, and it turns out justice, I think, for Fernando Vargas, because, Roy, the referee, Jimmy Condon, had already made what appears to our videotape eyes to be the mistake of saying that the cut came from a punch, when, in retrospect, it certainly appears that cut came from a headbutt.
Yeah, that could have really been bad for Vargas had the fight got stopped earlier because of that cut. Yeah. The referee made a bad call, and it would have cost him his undefeated record.
Speaking of referee Jimmy Condon, he's standing by now with our Larry Merchant.
All right, thank you, Jim. Again, Jimmy, why did you stop the point at the fight at the point you did? Was it because Larry Hazard, before the round, had told you don't let this kid take too much punishment?
No, sir, not at all. From my vantage point, as I was circling in on him, he was the other kid, Mr. Vargas, was coming on, and Mr. Maciunski was beginning to tire. He had taken quite a bit of body punishment, and he was obviously fatigued. From my vantage point, when I stepped in to stop it, he did not complain, and he was frozen. I didn't want to have it. It's better for one punch too soon than one punch too late.
Wasn't Vargas in as much jeopardy because of his cut?
No, I don't think so, because obviously he was the fresher of the two. He landed the cleaner, harder scoring blows, and Mr. Maciunski was fatiguing and a big underdog, and then he was starting to come out of it.
Thank you very much, Jim.
All right, so now the chance exists that Vargas and South could fight